Thank you so much for clicking on this channel. I want to say a big thank you. Welcome back, guys, once again. Thank you so much. So guys, today we are going to explore in 3 updates. First, we are going to look the West African leaders who took power through military coup, and also secondly, we are going to explore the popular activist known as Very Dark Man, who took protest with the primary school student to the doorstep of FCT What Trespass. And we are going to also explore Nigerian President Bola Tinubu, the statement he made before handing the ECOWAS chairman to the next leader. So guys, please stay with me. Do well to encourage me to like, share, and subscribe as we explore. It's going to be interesting. So let's dive in.
President of the Republic of Burkina Faso, subject. I hereby express my sincere and unwavering support for the Burkinabe people and its leaders. My dear President Ibrahim Traore, through this letter, I wish to add my voice to those of the African peoples and diasporas who have said, do not touch President Ibrahim Traore. My dear President Ibrahim Traore, through my letter, I denounce the war imposed on your country, as well as on Mali and Niger, through the manipulation of terrorists and separatists by imperialism, because the peoples of these 3 countries want to free themselves from the neo-colonial oppression of imperialism. With this letter, my dear President Ibrahim Traore, I want to say that I distinguish between soldiers manipulated by imperialism against their own people, and soldiers who bring about the mobilization of the people against neo-colonial regimes. About the mobilization of the people against neo-colonial regimes. Imperialism has supported coups and military juntas serving its interests in all corners of the world, and has the audacity to tell the people not to support soldiers who are completing the mobilizations of their people, who want true independence, sovereignty for their country, and an end to poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, and so on. This was the case with Comrade Thomas Sankara, the African pioneer who carried forward popular struggles through the military faction of the Burkinabe people. My dear President Ibrahim Traore, this hypocritical duplicity of the imperialists and their media will not prevail. In reality, since the assassination of the hero Martyr Sankara, the Burkinabe people have put an end to decades of neo-colonial coups led by civilian juntas, lackeys of imperialism. My dear President Ibrahim Traore, I conclude my letter, which I hope to finish in your presence one of these days, by expressing my wishes for victory in the second phase of Africa's anti-neo-colonial liberation currently underway in Burkina Faso, as well as in Mali, Niger, and Senegal. My prayers and encouragement go with the brave people of the land of upright men. Guy Marius Sagna, African from Salvador Allende, who was democratically elected by the Chilean people. A coup d'etat led by Pinochet, which was supported by other democratically elected presidents of Chile, wanted to govern Chile in a way that put Chileans first and not have Chile's resources serve imperialism. For the interest, Allende was democratically elected, but when Blaise Compaoré assassinated our comrade, brother, and Captain Thomas Sankara bought. So today, when these same imperialists denounce a military coup in Burkina, it means that we are being called out, and as citizens, we cannot simply say that we automatically reject all coups d'etat. Yes, I say it and I stand by it clearly. When in a country, all the doors, windows, and even the smallest openings are closed, everything is shut, and a portion of the people say, okay, to get out of this, I will take the path of a military coup. Or who are you to tell the Burkinabe people? These are the acceptable ways, and these are the unacceptable ways to escape unemployment, to escape irregular migration, to escape poverty, to escape illiteracy, to escape disease, to escape terrorism. Who are you? What was his name? When Mobutu carried out a coup d'etat against Lumumba, he was supported by Western powers, Belgium, the United States, so the coup against Lumumba could be carried out. So it would be completed before pretending to act. Frantz Fanon, by the way, at the time wrote a text to praise Lumumba's courage. So coup d'etat in Africa and elsewhere in Africa have been regularly supported. But in Central Africa, hasn't there been a coup that was blessed? One or even two coups, in fact, that were blessed. But when imperialism blesses some coups and criticizes other military coups, it calls on us to exercise real discernment. And a military coup that doesn't serve the interests of imperialists, no need to have gone to the Sorbonne or Harvard to know that such a military coup aligns with the interests of the people. Now, yes, each country has its own experience. Senegal, for example, has an experience where popular mobilization was able to lead through the ballot box to the rejection of a regime that was a puppet, a lackey, a servant of imperialism. But in another country, it's a different experience, it's a different reality. What should have been done? Let those in power keep killing them, continue shooting at citizens. Yes, a faction of the armed people said, no, I will take responsibility. No one would have wished for this. But what was the alternative? I believe I have discussed this aspect at length in Wolof. And even if you don't understand Wolof, you must have heard it in Wolof. I think it was important to talk about it a bit in French as well, because our role is to deconstruct all the big lies. It's about deconstructing the narratives of all those who want to cloud the minds of our people.
So guys, this is a wise man from Senegal. He's really telling you the truth. The question is that when you took power through military coup and you don't want to serve the interest of the imperialists, they will call you a what? A junta, and they will come against
minds of our people. All coup d'etat. How did Thomas Sankara come to power? And today, he is the icon of all African youth, or at least one of the icons. So, Hugo Chavez, how did he come to power? Castro, he came, how did they come to power in Cuba? If imperialism shows discernment by saying good coup d'etat, bad coup d'etat, we as citizens must have intelligence to exercise discernment while we wait to achieve what we want. Yes, because under normal conditions of temperature and pressure, under NTP, as we used to say in school, yes, the military belongs in the barracks. But in Burkina, we are not in normal conditions of temperature and pressure. And that we need to understand. Those who don't understand should go to Sahel, Burkina, and face terrorists. And I would like to take this opportunity to once again encourage and congratulate the Burkinabe people as a whole, the volunteers who are mobilizing to confront the barbarity of terrorists manipulated by imperialism to destabilize Africa, the Sahel, and Burkina, so that Burkina will be forced to seek help from the Assonist firefighters of imperialism, from the neo-colonial Assonist firefighters. They will never be the solution. They created these terrorists by bombing Gaddafi's Libya and unleashing this order of savages. I mean, the terrorists and their handlers, when you want to take your destiny, they plot, you get attacked here, there.
So guys, you heard now, it is very clear that when you took power through military coup and you refuse to serve the interests of the West, they will attack you all corners. So guys, you had it clear. So let's dive into the second update. The popular activist known as VDM, Very Dark Man, to protest with the primary school student to the doorstep of FCT ministers over the prolonged strike by primary school teachers in the FCT capital. So Guys, take a look what trespass at the protest venue led by Very Dark Man. Take a look.
How are they the leaders of tomorrow when you stop them from going to school for 9 weeks? If Wike did not have basic education, he will not be the minister of FCT today. So, if their school is lost, they will do their school here. So, we start teaching them here every day until their school is open. Go back. So, like I said, they have been out of school for 9 weeks. 9 weeks, so how many months been 9 weeks? 2 months and 1 week, Abi. Now, the whole, listen. The whole school in the whole entire FCT, the whole primary school, have been out of school for 9 weeks. And you say they'll be leaders of tomorrow. Come and tell me what you want to be in the future. Who won't tell me? Very good. Come. This your uniform, that's you. Now, is you go school? Now, government's fault. They don't give you better uniform. Yeah. So, what do you want to be in future? Speak loud.
I want to be or something tomorrow.
What do you want to be? What profession?
What do you want to become in future?
You don't do.
I want to be.
You be alone. Go back. You see your mouth. See your head. Hey, where are you?
What is your name?
My name is.
That is what they are really causing to our.
Just in case they don't know their names, let me explain something to you. Public schools, especially the one in Durumi, in the whole of the primary school, they have just 10 teachers. Explain that part a bit.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that if you go to the primary school in Durumi now,
don't worry.
Specifically, the primary school in Durumi, if you go there, the direct employed teachers there are no more than 10. The remaining teachers are all PTA teachers. These children that you are seeing, they are charging their children school fees to pay the PTA teachers in the school.
In a government school?
In a government school. They are paying PTA. That means school fees, which we know in FCT is free education. Free education in FCT, but these parents, because there is no teachers in the primary school, only few, they have to charge their parents to pay so that they will employ PTA teachers. Still, with the few teachers they have, they are not still paying them. The children are still at home. That's not just.
Guys, you could see the leadership we have in Nigeria. Not just in Nigeria, Africa as a whole. You had it clear what this VDM explained, and even the teacher, how the parents have to contribute. You know, this is a free government school, but because the government are not paying the teacher, how could they pay their transport? That is, things are very expensive in Nigeria. And this children has been in the house for a couple of months plus. The government, the FCT minister does not care. You know that because all of them, the FCT minister himself, all his children school in abroad. One of his son just returned from UK school, and his son go one of the most expensive and well-recognized school in UK. So even though these children be in the house for 1 year, 2 years, it does not consign them. And this is a usual thing that Nigerian school used to do, especially some of the universities like INSU and a lot. They go for strike for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. The president, the governors do not care because all their kids and their children schooling abroad. I will show you the video. Okay, take a look of the video. When Wike's son returned from UK school, he joined his father to do what? To supervise project in FCT. Take a look, then we'll come back.
Welcome once again to the International Conference Center.
This part of the routine inspection, can you tell us the situation on ground now on ICC to issue here?
Well, you see that when the International Conference Center, the work is going on as expected. the only problem which we identified this afternoon has to do.
So guys, let's dive into the next update, the third update. Let me go through. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu hand over the ECOWAS chairman to President Julius of Sierra Leone. So guys, just of this recent, Bola Tinubu has handed over ECOWAS chairman to another leader. The person that took over was a Sierra Leone president called Julius. You know, Sierra Leone citizens are not really happy of this leadership, but they cannot speak. Let me be real. So let me allude, Julius is not actually a good leader because a lot of Sierra Leone are really crying of bad economic hardship and bad leader. But one funny thing that they cannot protest, they cannot speak. I don't know what is really going on there, but a lot of them are really complaining. So the question I should ask, the same thing if you go to Nigeria, there is a lot of massacre, the bandit, the terrorists killing, taking over communities. The question you should ask, this man called Bola Tinubu, truly we knew that he did not take office through, he did not win the election. So we know. And a lot of companies are leaving Nigeria. So as I'm talking to you, there is a lot of inflection of goods. Things are very hard in Nigeria. Insecurity, kidnapping, a lot that you could never think in Nigeria. If I'm lying, go back, find out. You can even see that in internet. A lot. Still, okay, now he made a statement concerning Burkina Faso that actually makes me to bring this update to you guys. So now he's actually hand it over to another president who, what is actually going on in Nigeria is the same thing that is actually going on in Sierra Leone. I know Nigerian own is worse because Nigerian own is coupled with terrorists, kidnapping, a lot of atrocity going on. The question is that, and the president so-called does not even do anything about it. All he's busy doing is to travel to France. And with all the insecurity is still coming back, they have started their what we call preparing for election in 2027. So he just hand over the office to President of Sierra Leone. So guys, I want you to drop your opinion. All right, guys, did you think that this present ECOWAS chairman, Sierra Leone President Julius, will change anything? So please do well to drop your comment. Okay, let me read the statement which Tinubu make against the people of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Tinubu speak on his engagement with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger for them to come back, for the effort that he has made for these three regions to come back to the fold. So Tinubu also plead with his new lead and the new leadership of ECOWAS chairman to make the same effort to be able to bring Burkina Faso, Mali back to ECOWAS. So guys, I will leave that with you, but I will say something. Did you think with the current situation of insecurity in ECOWAS leadership and what is going on around the world, did you think that Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger will be willing to come back to ECOWAS? And secondly, can you see the short term, just 2 years plus? Have you seen the rapid development in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger? Burkina Faso has taken over all their territory from terrorists, which when they were in ECOWAS, this never happened. There were a lot of killing of Burkina Faso soldiers, insufficiency of military equipment for them to wage combat against the terrorists. So just for this period, short period of 2 years plus, they have captured all their territory and they are building industry. So the question I want to ask my followers, I want you to drop it in your comment. Did you think that whatever they are trying to do with Burkina Faso come back to ECOWAS and with all their strategies to destabilize the region, did you think that those guys will come back with the sanction and all their threats? So guys, I just leave this opinion with you. Please do well to drop your own opinion and encourage me to like, share, and subscribe. God bless you.